What's up with that new little video? On this one is a little concept. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and stuff on that. As some people know, I'm trying to join an MCOM team, and so I've been reading on the type of communication they have, and then we're talking about this mesh network. And this one will be a concept, and so that's why the only expertise I have is that too much time on my hand, and I've been watching some videos and reading internet. But I think it has some benefits, so that's why I wanted to share, get people's opinion, and see if it's a feasible thing. So down you'll see some YouTube channels and links that I been watching that kind of got me this idea, as well as a document that kind of explain a little bit more about the mesh network. But basically this is what a mesh network is, and so when there's a disaster, or even sometimes amateur radio, they use this system for communication. And basically what it does is that it creates like your mini internet basically, and each letters that you see here is a node, and we'll see what creates a node. And it can send information, and people can communicate about it. The cool thing with them is they're intelligent, so that means they can receive and transmit. And so as you see here, the X on the Foxtrot, what it means is that if this node goes down for whatever reason, no electricity, it fails or something like this, the system is intelligent, and it can. So if you're still trying to reach Golf to Alpha, the communication will happen, whatever happens, because it will redirect to whatever ways that you can reach it. So it's a smart system. So what does it create those letters and stuff? Basically it's a cheap old router that they have that you can buy apparently at like on eBay and things like that for $10–15, or even Flea Market. You need like a little geeky system that kind of with the software, and you modify it, and basically it becomes a super router. And so what do they use it mostly for? Communication. And so what I've been reading and watching is that sometimes they'll use it for like marathons and stuff. And so what you do is that you put your tree routers, and now suddenly you can create your own, again, your own network. And so that means that people can communicate inside there. Either there's different ways that you can communicate, but basically it creates a wireless network inside that. So that's the main use of it. And so what I was thinking is that if you use this, so first of all, just by that it's good, but as anything that goes into a kit needs to have multiple purpose, I thought this is more the concept that I was thinking. So if you add wireless cameras to this, now suddenly you have a communication and a surveillance system. So what the system I was recommending, and that would carry in a kit, is 3 of those router that has been re-engineered or changed with the software, and you add 2 wireless camera to this. And so now from the main camp here you can monitor, and those cameras are they're indoor, outdoor, so they're water resistant and all that stuff, and also they're motion detectors, and some of them are even like night vision. So that means that you put that there, anybody that passed through, let's say they're trying to go here, and there's a little like trees or whatever, and there's a little trail, every time they're going to pass through that trails, this will trigger the camera, and basically now you can monitor the outside to see if people are coming, if it would be dangerous or something like that. So basically you can monitor this, and as well you can have now your communication with this. There's many configuration that I was thinking about, so that was more a rural position, but in an urban area you can have it too. And because you have those 3 routers for communication mostly and create your network, but the cameras can be used separately. And so in this configuration, what I was thinking is that now you have created your communication router, and so basically you have created your network, but the 2 cameras are monitoring, because you are here, it's mostly monitoring if anybody's going to come around here. And so now as people gather around and they go for or you have your whole neighborhood watch or something like this, you have created your own network, and so people can communicate through you. They can send emails, well, communicate like through the internet and wireless, and there's different ways of communicating with this system. So cool, but the why? Well, here's what I was thinking is that when the disaster would happen, we were talking a lot about it has to prepare more of my plans and stuff and my kits. We'll have radios, and we're talking. There's a, the debate on radio, amateur radio versus non-amateur radio, GFRS, what you should have and everything, and it's all good, and you should have some. But most likely, a lot of people will have a lot of tablets and a lot of iPhone, and either that you have it on you, or you can find them. So like we're saying in disaster, if everybody left and they left their tablet because what am I going to do with them or something, or you found some. Well, now you can use the wireless function of those things, and you could hook them up on your system. So now basically, for example, the small resource that you have, so either your scanners or your radios, can have the purpose of radio communication. But around when people are talking or doing other stuff or anything, they can use their wireless system to communicate. So now you have created a whole network around, and so you have increases your capacity. So now everybody needs to have a radio. All they need is a good communication, and if you put a strategic point, let's say you have 3 ham radios. Well, now because of your network, that means if you have like a group of 20, those 3 ham radios can be where the routers is, and everybody that communicates through this, they get the information and they become a net, and they can recommunicate through everybody else and send the communication. But now with 3 people, you can talk to 20, but you don't need 20 radios. All you need is your cell phone and tablet. So basically you reuse things that would have lost its main purpose inside a disaster, because you don't have the towers, you don't have the internet. So that's, I think that was what was plus. So if you have a little kit like this, like I was saying, 3 routers, 2 cameras, or even just the 3 routers, is that now you can add them. So if they've been processed, and all the software is pretty much the same thing, my understanding of, is that those 3 routers plus the 3 other routers, they'll talk to each other. And so basically now, instead of only 3 nodes, you have 6 nodes, and so you have increase. And so if you have another prepper that comes with another 3, so now you have increased your network to 9 nodes, and so you can reconfigure it for different reasons and different purpose. The other thing too, and again there'll be a video downstairs, down below, is that the router themselves and the wireless position with it, with some apps on your phone, can be used to chat using your phone. So basically inside just the router, so even if you don't have your amateur radio and stuff like this, the router itself, the kit itself, can be useful, because you can use the router to communicate either in your house or something like this. So anyway, I wanted to see what your opinions are and the concept. And yeah, so basically with having a little kit that it's not that heavy, 3 little router, or somehow having like power, apparently they don't take too much powers and stuff, to reuse cell phone and tablets that otherwise would be kind of a waste of electronic. Would it be a good ideas, and what would be your ideas, and how would you use it? Anyway, talk to you soon.